guy is unbelievable. And by this guy, I mean Victor Wembanyama, who is completely transforming what it means to be a good basketball player. Because, my God, this guy, are we sure he wasn't created by artificial intelligence? I I mean, 6 blocks a game, over 25 points a game, rebounding the ball, taking the ball coast to coast, giving a step back 3-point shot. The dude is putting on a show. I know it's only 3 or 4 games into the NBA season, but we may already be looking at giving this guy the MVP if he stays healthy. I mean, this dude's unbelievable.
I can't wait to see him go against Jokic. I don't know when the Spurs play the Nuggets.
I don't know either, but I'll tell you one thing that's going to break the internet: when Victor Wembanyama blocks Jokic and sends Jokic to the floor, because as great as Jokic is, he can't jump.
I think it'll break the internet more so when Victor dunks over Jokic.
So I've been thinking about this. So
okay.
We've had this discussion between who's the best player in the world: SGA, Luka, Jokic, Wemby, name all these guys. There was a time about 10 years ago where LeBron was highly regarded as he's no doubt the best player in the world. But then we had players like Steph Curry, who changed the game, and Kevin Durant, who was an absolute assassin, especially when he came over to Golden State. A lot of people said Kawhi Leonard was the best all-around two-way player in the NBA. And I think we're getting into a similar situation in this era, where I think pretty soon, because of his personality, because of his likability, because of his skill, because of everything he brings, I think this guy, Victor Wembanyama, will be regarded as the face of the NBA. I think Nikola Jokic will then be regarded as he may still be the best player, but he doesn't have the personality of face of the league. He's really good. He's solid. He has the championship. He's all that. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, as much as you may not like this answer, Josh, he may be like Kevin Durant or Kobe Bryant, where it's like he may have the most championships out of Victor and Jokic. He may score the most, but he'll never be regarded as the face of the league. I think that's where we're at this point.
You know what's interesting, though, is like you say Kobe was never the face of the league, but do you remember like the reaction around the world, like when we found out he had passed away? Like,
well, of course, Kobe Bryant is one of the icons. That's what people get confused all the time. Face of the league and great player and they're two completely different things.
Not necessarily.
Yes, they are. They are two completely different things. Face of the league is this guy is undisputably on every single poster, not only because of his game, but because of the leadership, community, what he does outside the game, along with being the best overall player by a complete mile, because he can do completely everything on the court.
Which is what Shohei is for Major League Baseball.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I mean. Shohei Ohtani is the face of the league, but he's also the best player because he can do pitching and hitting, right?
Where would you say Mahomes is like that for the NFL then?
Yes, Patrick Mahomes is the face of the league. Kobe was a great player, but Kobe played like Michael, where he was a shooter. He wasn't necessarily a passer. He didn't do all this, great media stuff. He didn't really give to all these charities and be the spokesperson for the league. That was LeBron. Kobe sort of took a backseat to LeBron in terms of marketing. Just Kobe overall won more championships, but LeBron was always viewed as that's the guy because he does something that Kobe can't do. At 6'9", the ability to pass, the ability to score, the dunking ability, he had everything.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with you. But by the same token, and I hate that I'm having to like bring up Kobe's death because that just absolutely rocked me. Because he was one of the players that really turned me into as big of an NBA fan as I am. You know, watching him battle Dwayne Wade and watching him go against Carmelo and LeBron and him battle with the Celtics and San Antonio and, you know, all that. But for me, like, you know, sure, he didn't have like a lot of media attention or all that, but he was absolutely an icon. You know, to a certain extent anyway, I would say because like think about it. When you shoot a watch.
When you toss the ball in the paper basket, you say Kobe. Yes, you do.
Bingo. Watch. Kobe. There you go. You don't say LeBron. You don't say Durant. You don't say Michael. You say Kobe.
Yes.
And,
but that's not what face of the league is.
Well, in my opinion, that definition is subjective. I don't think there's a clear definition of what.
I think there is a clear definition of what face of the league is. I don't think there's a clear definition of what best player is. I think there's a clear definition of what face of the league is, which is merchandise, ratings, podium, availability, good at the microphone, talent, skill.
You wanted to watch anytime Kobe was playing. So
you did, except for the fact that the Lakers were not in contention every single year of his career.
Yes, but you still wanted to tune in and watch him. I mean, he's
not during that time after Shaq left. No, NBA ratings were down until guess who came into the league at his peak in 2007, his fourth year in the league, carrying the Cavs to the NBA Finals, LeBron James. And from 2007 to basically 2022-ish, it was LeBron's league. And everybody knew it. And Kobe was still in the league. And Durant was in the league. And Steph Curry was winning MVPs. But it was LeBron's league. Just like the 90s was Michael Jordan's league. I think the last 3 or 4 years it has been Nikola Jokic's league. I think pretty soon we're going to transition to this is Victor Wembanyama's league.
If he spends his whole career with San Antonio, I think that would change everything.
By the way, it was Duncan's league, but Duncan was boring. He didn't have a personality. That's right after Michael left and they won their first title. Duncan was not the face of the league. Michael and Larry were face of the league because they saved the league. And then Michael came in and was the transpoyant guy, made basketball cool. Kobe was just the same as Michael Jordan. LeBron was the next guy above Michael to be like, we've never seen that before. And then Steph changed the game. Steph could have been a face of the league, but he was in LeBron's era.
Yeah, trust me, I understand what you're saying, and I don't disagree entirely. I do see it a bit differently, but hey, I don't know the last time we really agreed on something.